Alrighty. Bismillah. You guys had Sheikh Farhan last week, correct?
Yes.
How was that? Fun?
It was good.
No issues or anything? You guys finished the rest of the exercises with him?
No.
Not really. What did you guys do?
We did it till 4, exercise 4.
You did exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3, exercise, and sum of 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like 13 or 14.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and start with chapter 11. Alright. So I'll explain the concept, okay? And then we'll read from the book, okay? Because I think that'll be more helpful to you guys, inshallah. Any questions before we begin about anything? Today is a short day, yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So today we are going to do what is called in Arabic al-murakkab al-idafi. What does that mean in English as far as we're concerned? How to create possession or ownership. Okay. Okay. Idafi means that I'm ascribing something to something else. I'm attributing something to something else. My pen, your pen, his house, her car, etc. Okay. Along with sifa and mawsuf, this is a very, very fundamental concept in the Arabic language. Okay? Very, very important. Okay? Now, what do we need? We are going to do two nouns. Noun plus noun. Okay? You don't have ownership with verbs, right? So it has to be noun and noun. Okay. So the construct will look like this. Okay. The first, remember Arabic is right to left, right? Okay. So the first word here is going to be the thing that's being possessed, the item. Okay? The thing, the object, the thing that's being possessed, the item. Okay? So object or item that's being possessed. Okay? This noun here is going to be the owner, the one who's doing the possessing. Okay? Okay? The object and item is going to be referred to as the mudaf. Mudaf. And the item is the mudaf ilayhi. I'll explain what this means. Mudaf is the thing that's being ascribed. That's literally the translation. Mudaf, the thing that's being ascribed. Yani attributed to something. Okay. The mudaf ilayhi is harf jar ila, right? So the thing that's being ascribed to, meaning the owner. Okay? So the mudaf is the thing that's being ascribed to something, a pen, a car, a house, whatever. And the mudaf ilayhi is the thing that it's being ascribed to. A person, a thing, an owner, something like that. Okay? All right. It's probably a little unclear, so let's do a couple examples first. Okay? So I want to do, let's do here, before I get into that actually. There are conditions for the mudaf. Okay? So the mudaf has two conditions. Okay? Number one, no alif lam. Okay? The mudaf cannot have alif lam. Condition number two, no tanween. So what am I left with? One vowel only on the end of the word. Okay? No alif lam, no tanween, which means that this word will only have one vowel at the end. Qalamu, masjidu, baytu. That's it. Okay? The mudaf ilay has one condition only. That it be in a state of jar. Majroor. Okay. However that word expresses the state of jar, that is the condition. Okay. طالبين, طالبين, طلاب, طالب, محمد, فاطمة. Remember, because non-Arab female names will end in fatha in the case of jar. Okay. Muslimatin. Okay. As long as it's in a state of jar. Now that you have all this information, okay, you have the object, you know the rules, you have the owner, you know the rules. Now let's put it together. Okay. I want you, are you done writing? Okay. Now I want you to implement the rules. Okay. It's very easy, I promise you. You follow the equation, it's easy. Okay. I want you to say Muhammad's pen. Muhammad's pen. What do you need to do? You need to figure out what the item is, which should be easy, inshallah. And you need to figure out who is possessing the item, again, which should be easy. Then you're just going to plug it in place and follow the rules. Okay? Make sure that whatever the mudaf is, if it's pen or Muhammad, that it doesn't have alif lam, that it doesn't have tanween, and that the owner is in a state of jar. That's it. Mr. Michelle, are you done? All right. Muhammad's pen. We have our two spaces here. We have our mudaf ilay followed by our mudaf. All right. What is the mudaf ilayhi? Excuse me. What is the... Yeah. Sorry, I switched it. Yeah. Sorry. There we go. My apologies. Okay. What is the mudaf?
Qalam.
Qalam. And what is the vowel on qalam? Dhamma, just one. It can be qalamu, qalama, qalami. It can be any one of those, as long as it's just one. Okay? But since we don't have anything to affect the sentence, we're going to leave it in the default. Qalamu. Okay? And what is the mudaf ilay? Muhammad. Din. Why? Because we didn't say anything about no tanween. We said just in a state of jar. Right? So how is Muhammad in a state of jar? Muhammadin. With the double. Remember, Arab male names have the double. Right? Khalidun, Yasirun, Muhammadun. Okay?
Can you do it the other way because I did it Muhammad?
No, you can't. It doesn't work like that. Remember, the mudaf comes first, the mudaf ilay comes second. No. The item that's being possessed comes first, and the owner comes second. So now, qalamu Muhammadin. This literally means Muhammad's pen. Make sense? All right, I'm going to give you guys another one. Allah's house. Go for it. Allah's house. Sister Suhana? Romana, right? Okay, go ahead. MashaAllah. Excellent. Mumtaz. Why don't you sit in the front?
No, I'm good.
Instead of moving them all around? Okay.
No, I don't want to do number one.
Oh dear. Okay. What is the word for house? Bait. Very good. And we said that the mudaf comes first, right? The two conditions of the mudaf, no alif lam, no tanween. So bait is going to have what on the end? One, baytu. And then the owner of the house is who? Allah. Mudafun ilay. So all we need to do is put the word of Allah in the state of jar, which is? That's it. Done. Huh? Yes. Yes, that's what we covered in the first 11 minutes. Okay? Baytullahi, Allah's house. See how easy that is? MashaAllah. Easier probably than everything else we've done up until this point, right? Let's do another one. Okay. Let's do the student of the school. All right, let's pay attention. Who is the one owning? Does the student own the school or does the school own the student? Meaning, does the student belong to the school or does the school belong to the student? That's what you're going to have to figure out. Okay? This is our mudaf. This is our mudaf ilay. Remember, Arabic, right to left. Mudaf is the object that's being possessed. The mudaf ilay is the owner of that thing. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Sister Mumtaz. Bismillah. What is the word? Which one is our mudaf?
Student.
Student. Very good. And student in Arabic is? Huh? What is it? Is it students or student? Talib. Okay. Do I need to put alif lam or tanween? What do I do then? Aywa. Talibu. And what is the word for the school? Allah. Sister Mumtaz, go ahead. What is the word for school? Mudarris is teacher. Close. I think we need to have another vocab quiz, huh? Madrasa. Madrasa. The school, so I need to put al madrasa. And then what's the vowel on the end? What is our condition of the mudaf ilayh? Huh? What is the condition of the mudaf ilayhi, not the mudaf? The mudaf has two conditions. No alif lam, no tanween. The mudaf ilayh has one condition, which is? Be in a state of jar. Okay? So al-madrasa what? Good. Talibul madrasati. Student of the school. Okay? Yes.
Where did the in front of the student
No alif lam.
Well, I know, but it says the student of the school.
Okay. Very.
How do you distinguish that from a student of the school?
A student of the school.
So a student of the school versus the student of the school. So how do you distinguish that?
So anything in the mudaf position will automatically be in a state of ma'rifah. That's a rule that didn't want to share right now, but I'm going to share it right now. Anything that's in the mudaf position will act as ma'rifah. What is ma'rifah? What is the meaning of ma'rifah?
No.
It's something that's known, right? How do we know something? Well, we either have a reference point to it, right? Or we say the to make it clear in our minds, or we attribute it to something. Through the act of attributing it to something, mudaf mudaf ilayh, the noun becomes known. If I said bayt, and I was silent, it's not the house, it's not his house, so we don't know. But as soon as I say baytullahi, now the bayt itself becomes ma'rifah, because I ascribed it to something. So you wouldn't have nakira in this form. So you would say, for example, talibun min al-madrasa, a student from the school. Okay. So another one. For the latecomers, I will explain to you what we're doing here. So we are doing something called al-murakkab al-idafi, chapter 11. This type of phrase is used to create possession, attribution, okay? To attribute the pen to me, the house to you, the car to him, okay? How do we do this? We do it through two nouns, okay? We don't use verbs, right? My house, your car, there's no verb there, right? These are all nouns. So we use two nouns. Remember in Arabic we write from right to left. Okay, so the first noun that we're going to write is known as the mudaf. Mudaf literally means the thing that's being ascribed. Okay? For our understanding, it's going to be the object or the item that's being possessed. The second noun is the mudaf ilayhi. The thing that it's being ascribed to, meaning the owner. Okay? Each one of these two, the mudaf and the mudaf ilay, have conditions. Okay? Remember sifa mawsuf, we had how many conditions? 4. What were they? They have to match in gender, quantity, state, and definiteness. Okay? So we had 4. For here, the mudaf ilay, the mudaf will have 2 conditions, and the mudaf ilay will have 1 condition. What are those conditions? The mudaf cannot have alif lam and cannot have tanween. So what does it mean? That noun will take only 1 vowel. Doesn't matter what vowel. Dhamma, fatha, kasra, doesn't matter in the context of the sentence. I'll give you an example now, okay? But as far as we're concerned, as long as it has only 1 vowel and no alif lam, it meets my conditions. The mudaf ilay has only 1 condition, which is to be in a state of jar. Nouns express jar in different ways. Some through kasra, talibin, at-talibi, muhammadin. Some express it through ya, talibaini, talibina, muslimina, like we've done in the past. Okay? So be cognizant of that also. As long as it's in a state of jar, that's all we care about. No alif lam, dual, plural, singular, doesn't matter. As long as it's in a state of jar. So the first example we did was Muhammad's pen. Okay? What is the item being possessed, Abdul Bari? The pen. And then who is the owner? Muhammad. Okay? So according to our structure, the item will go first, the pen, qalam, and Muhammad, the owner, will come second. How does this look when we put it all together? Qalamu Muhammadin. Okay? Qalam does not have alif lam and it does not have tanween. It only has one vowel. The mudaf ilayhi, the owner, as long as it's in a state of jar, we don't care. Muhammad. How does Muhammad express jar? Through kasratain. Muhammadin. So how do I say in Arabic Muhammad's pen? Qalamu Muhammadin. That's it. Very easy. Then we did another example. We said Allah's house. Okay. What is the item being possessed, Brother Shazad?
House.
House. Who is the owner of the house? Isminati? Allah. Okay. So then the item comes first, house, which in Arabic is Bayt, and then the owner, Allah, will come second. So how does that look like? Baytu, no alif lam, one vowel. Allahi, state of jar, and we're done. Baytullahi, Allah's house.
So, is Baytullah the same? If we say Baytullah, that is not the house.
If we don't, yes, it is, but when we stop in Arabic, we don't usually pronounce the vowel on the last letter. Does that make sense? When we stop, like if at the end of a sentence, we don't usually pronounce the vowel on the end.
Like when we input it.
Exactly. So Baytullah. But if you were to keep going, Baytullahi. Right? When you say someone's name, Muhammad, you stop on the sound. If we were to keep going, Muhammadun Rasulullah, we would say the vowel on the end. Does that make sense? Think about when you read Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Did I say a vowel on the end? No, I didn't. But if I were to keep going, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Make sense? Okay, that's all we're doing. Then we did after that the student of the school. Who is the owner? Or what belongs to what? Does the school belong to the student or does the student belong to the school? The student belongs to the school. So the student is going to be the item, okay? And the school will be the owner. How do we say student? Talib. Without alif lam and one vowel would be talibu. And the school will be al-madrasa, the school. As long as it's in a state of jar, we're fine. Talibul madrasati. Talibul madrasati. I'm going to give you an easy one. The servant of Allah. The servant of Allah. For the ones that came late, I'm not sure if you heard this or not, but I said that the word that's in the mudaf position will always be ma'rifah, even though it doesn't have alif lam. We treat it as ma'rifah. Okay, so in the English, it'll say the servant, but you don't keep the alif lam. Okay, so what is the servant of Allah? Abdu what? Abdullahi. That's it. So the name Abdullah is mudaf ilayh. Okay.
So even without the alif lam, we consider it ma'rifah.
Yes. the word that's in the mudaf position will be considered ma'rifah. So you don't need to keep the alif lam. What's the condition of the mudaf? We said no alif lam, no tanween. What's the condition of the mudaf ilay? Be in a state of jar. That's it. You're done. Okay. Let's do prophet of the believers or of the Muslims. You can choose. The prophet of the Muslims. Okay. Remember, you have mudaf, mudaf ilay. Mudaf, mudaf ilay. Okay. Does the prophet belong to the Muslims, or do the Muslims belong to the prophet? That's how the first thing you need to figure out. And then the owner, quote unquote, will be in the mudaf ilay position. This one's going to be a little bit trickier, but you should be fine. You'll be fine, as long as you haven't forgotten anything that you've studied in the past. All right. Sister Sarah. I didn't like that smile. It was a lateral smile, like I don't know. We need the smile that curves on the ends, okay? What is the word for prophet in Arabic?
Rasul.
Rasul is messenger. What's the other word?
Nabi.
Nabi, okay? So Nabi is mudaf or mudaf ilayh?
It is mudaf.
Very good. Now, what are our two conditions for the mudaf?
That has to no alif lam and no tanween.
Very good. No alif lam, no tanween. So what is the vowel going to be here on the end? Nabiyu. Or nabiyya or nabiyyi. As long as it's one. I don't care. As long as it's one. Sister Michelle, Muslims in Arabic are going to be?
Well, in this case, it'll be Muslim.
Very good. Al for the. Muslims plural. Muslimun. But remember we said what? Mudaf ilay has to be in a state of jar. How does Muslimun be in a state of jar? We said, Sister Michelle? Muslimin. Al Muslimin. Okay. No alif lam, no tanween, and in a state of jar through the ya. Nabiyul Muslimin. Prophet of the Muslims. Nabiyul Muslimina Muhammadun is Muhammad. Make sense? Okay. Let's do another one. I want the pen. Let's do another easy one. The book of the two students. So identify the item that's being possessed and who is possessing the item. Does the book belong to the two students, or do the two students belong to the book? Okay? All right. Jazan, what is the word for book in Arabic? Kitab. Is kitab the mudaf or the mudaf ilay?
Mudaf.
Mudaf. Very good. So, kitab is going to have alif lam or no?
No.
And how many vowels on the end?
One.
Okay. Kitabu, let's say, for the sake of art. It doesn't matter. Okay. Very good. And the two students, Yasmin Auntie, are going to be what? At-talibani. Okay. What is our one condition of the mudaf ilay? Be in a state of jar. How does the dual express its state of jar? No. The alif is for rafa and then ya is for nasab and jar. So at-talibani should be what? At-talibaini. Okay. Kitabu at-talibaini. Okay. No alif lam, no tanween, and ya to express the state of jar for the dual. Kitabu at-talibaini. The book of the two students. Make sense? Okay, I'll do one more before I introduce something a little new. Okay? Let's do Maryam's key. Okay? You have your mudaf ilay followed by the mudaf here. Okay? Who is the owner? What is the item being possessed? Okay. Huh? Ya salam. Mif. Okay. Sister Romana, what is the word for key in Arabic? Miftah. Very good. And is the miftah the mudaf or the mudaf ilayh?
It's mudaf.
It's mudaf. It's the item that's being possessed, right? What are the two conditions for the mudaf?
No alif. No tanween.
Very good.
Miftah.
No alif lam and no tanween, so we're going to put one vowel, miftahu. Very good. Okay. Sister Michelle. Maryam. Maryam, mashallah. Very good. How does Maryam express the state of jar? With a fatha. Why? Very good. Remember, female names will never take tanween. And they are what we called mamnu' min as-sarf. They are not susceptible to change. So Maryam and words like Maryam, Khadija, Aisha, Fatima, etc., will never take tanween and will express nasab and jar through the fatha. Okay. So even though it's fatha, it's still in a state of jar. It wouldn't be Maryami. Okay? It will always be Maryama. Make sense? All right.
So in mudaf ilayh, it's always going to be dhamma, or we can do the kasra too?
In the mudaf, you mean?
Yeah.
Mudaf or mudaf? Because you said mudaf ilayh. Mudaf can be anyone. Rafi', nasab, and jar doesn't matter so long as it only has one vowel. Yeah, I know. But it can be anything. Okay. Ready for something new? All right. Something newer. Okay. When the mudaf is dual or sound masculine plural, talibani or talibuna, muslimani or muslimuna, the noon will drop. For example, okay? Here we go. I want to say the Muslims of Mecca. Okay? Do the Muslims belong to Mecca, or does Mecca belong to the Muslims here? Muslims belong to Mecca, right? Okay. So the Muslims are going to be in the mudaf position. Okay? Okay? But I said just now that when the sound masculine plural is in the mudaf position, the noon will drop. Okay? So I am going to drop this noon. Muslimu. Okay? Mecca is one of those special female words. Okay? So it's going to be what on the end? Makkata. Just like Maryama. What were the conditions for the mudaf? No alif lam, which I don't, and no tanween, right? The noon acts like a tanween. That's why it's being dropped. I know that we can say al-muslimuna, which would theoretically be a combination of alif lam and tanween, which we're not allowed to have. That's the exception. Do you want me to get technical on here? Okay. When you say muslimun, what is the last sound that exits your mouth? Noon sound, right? Muslimun, right? A Muslim, one, Muslimun. So the Arabs said to make it plural, we will say Muslimu, and then we still have to preserve that noon sound at the end. Muslimun. Okay? That's why when you make it known, al-Muslim, the noon sound is gone. Al-Muslimu.
So is it really not written? You hear it, but it is not written.
What is? The noon? Yeah.
So there's one more rule from above. It's not really.
There's, I'm sorry?
One more rule from above besides being no alif lam.
So it's a rule that doesn't apply to everything. It only applies to some things. So if you want to go back to your rules sheet, okay, we can do special rule number 3, which is special, okay, only for the mudaf. If the mudaf is dual or sound masculine plural, noon on end is dropped. Okay. So Muslimuna Makkata will be Muslimu Makkata. There were 2 Muslims of Mecca, Muslima Makkata.
So is that only in Tajweed rule, the one with reading and showing?
What?
That you don't pronounce the noon at the end of the ayah.
Whenever you stop, whether it's a verse or in speech, talking, you do not pronounce the noon sound on the end. Period. Yeah, you don't pronounce the vowel. Yes.
In the mudaf ilayh, it always has to be in a jar.
Yes.
But this Muslim Makkah.
Yeah. We said that.
Was it?
It's like Maryam. It's like Maryam. It's mamnu' min as-sarf. Yeah.
Go back to that, go back to that where it says Muslimu al-Makkah. So I have 2 questions about that.
Okay.
Okay, so one, is there a spelling rule with Muslimu that there you need to have an alif at the end? And
No, there's no Muslimu like that.
Okay, and then Makkata, is that Makkata or does it have to have an L in front of it?
No. Mecca is already ma'rifah, like Muhammad. You wouldn't say al-Muhammad. So you wouldn't say al-Makkah. It's just Mecca. Yeah.
What about you write alif after wow?
No. No, no, no. Not in nouns. In verbs we will. But not in nouns. Does that make sense? Let's do another one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I want to say the two doors of the house. The two doors of the house. Okay. Okay. What is the item being possessed, Yasmin Auntie?
The doors.
The doors, very good. Okay. And what is who is owning these two doors, so to speak? House. Okay. So I'm going to put just the words in their positions. Okay. Okay. Bab is door. Babani is two doors. Okay. Now let's apply all of the rules here. Okay. We said that the mudaf has two rules. No alif lam, no tanween. No alif lam, no tanween. Perfect. Babani. It always ends in one. But if it's dual, that third special rule comes into play. This is dual. What's the third special rule? That if it's dual or sound masculine plural, the noon will drop. So babani becomes baba. Okay? What is the one rule from the mudaf ilay? Be in a state of jar. Al-bayt will be al-bay. Baba al-bayti. Baba al-bayti. Not to be confused with the Pope. Baba is also Pope in Arabic. Al-baba, they say. It's funny because in Spanish, or in Arabic it's baba, and then in Spanish it's papa. Okay? So apparently someone put it through Google Translate, and instead of saying welcome the Pope, it said welcome the potato. Because papa is also potato, if you don't put the right accent mark. Okay? Baba al-bayti. Make sense?
If you apply the V for the bad, right?
Yeah. So if we're gonna read it like we should, it'll be, because this is sukoon, sukoon, hamzatul wasl, sukoon. So we have to connect this to the lam. So babal, babal. Because remember, we cannot have two sukoons touching one another in the Arabic language. Haram. Okay? Two sukoons cannot touch one another. Where are two sukoons? Here's one, here's two. Hamzatul wasl, when it's preceded by something, you pretend like it's not even there. Okay, so this letter right here is gone. So now we have two sukoons that are touching. We need to lose one of them. So we're going to lose this one and connect it to the letter before. Babal bayti.
So why can we put shut just one bar and then shut it?
How?
Why would we because we have two bars. So instead of saying just bad.
It's not any two bas. It's two bas that are back to back, which these are not because they have an alif in the middle. And when they're back to back, the first ba has to have sukoon and the second ba has to have a vowel. They both have vowels. So that wouldn't work.
So for example, I don't know if I'm saying that. For example, if we wrote Allah, we would not put shadda.
What does a letter with shadda mean?
That is double.
Right. So that means that the first letter has sukoon and the second letter has a vowel. Yes? That they're back to back. These two letters are not back to back. They have an alif in the middle. And the first one doesn't have sukoon. It has a fatha on it. Yes, Sister Michelle.
So I get it that when it's written out, you would see the difference
Mm-hmm.
between one door
Yeah.
and two doors.
Yeah.
If you're hearing it.
It sounds the same. Yeah. That's the way it is. Okay. So what we'll do next week is we'll rehash, because I need to go, unfortunately. We'll rehash everything out next week, inshallah, and then we'll start reading from the book. Okay? Any questions or comments? I think it's pretty straightforward, inshallah. Right? I think easier than sifa mawsuf. Okay? Any questions, comments, concerns? I'll be here next week, inshallah, for the full 2 hours. Inshallah. So no worries.
Recorded.
This is recorded right now. Yeah.
Because last week was
Oh, then you got to blame Sheikh Farhan.
Yeah, it was nice one.
I could not find it.
Okay. سبحان الله بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك